you ever looked in a face of age? I'll lend your ears to what an old man had to say. 'Cause every generation of his life reflects a movie scene, often more than twice. Child is born to live within the master plan. Boy grows up, leaves his home to be a man. Vintage years of wine for the wise. Every generation of our lives. Rise and plant your seeds in the early spring. Summer's gone away, winter's back again. Yeah. 'Cause every generation of our life reflects a movie scene, often more than twice. Time will make us change, nothing stays the same. A fool gets stung, hides his heart, and plays the game. 'Cause every generation of our life reflects a movie scene, often more than twice. Yeah. Have you ever looked in a face of age? I'll lend your ears to what an old man had to say. 'Cause every generation of his life reflects a movie scene, often more than twice. Child is born to live within the master plan. Boy grows up, leaves his home to be a man. Vintage years of wine for the wise. Every generation of our lives.
American music in the United States. It was an
Have you ever looked in a face of age?
The Open Line Radio and KIEE 88.3 FM, your community source, celebrates Black Music Month in June. Black Music Appreciation Month is an annual celebration of African American music in the United States. It was initiated as Black Music Month by President Carter, who, on June 7, 1979, decreed that June would be the month of Black music. After the announcement by Carter, the bill never passed until 2000, when activist Deanna Williams' 10 years of effort persuaded Congress. Williams played an essential role in the creation and solidification of Black Music Month, along with Kenny Gamble and Ed Wright. Since the beginning of colonization, music and song formation has been a preservation technique for African culture. Slavery is a significant part of Black music's origin and historical evolution. While colonization tried to dilute and erase African culture, Africans maintained their stories of culture through the language of songs. Black Music Month recognizes their development into genres such as rap, jazz, soul music, funk, hip-hop, and more. Let's all celebrate Black Music Month by teaching and sharing this legacy with our communities. The Open Line Radio and KIEE 88.3 FM, your community source, celebrates Black Music Month.
Just listen and understand where we coming from. Full grown, T-Town, felon. I need heaven, Lord help me find my crossroads. Harsh living temptations, please cleanse my soul. We live where government barely give us assistance. To this day it still don't have existence. For instance, me telling me own about all company business. That's when they show hate and here start their bitterness. I take their bitterness, they grant myself to have greatness. Realize I have a family to raise, but I have time to be careless. Make moves, strategize, I have a plan for my life. Please, Lord, don't let me die tonight. Please, Lord, help me to keep living right. Keep my head above water, front seat on this flight. On this flight, keep my head in the sky, floating on air. Wrestling enemies, winning with figure fours like a flare. Calling all black men to stand up, have patience, help us keep me away from Satan. Just speaking from my conscience, thoughts of a man. Politics, my decisions, accepting the consequences, my plan. That's why I rhyme, living in my prime to get ahead one day at a time. That's why I rhyme, living in my prime to get ahead one day at a time. Feel me? One day at a time. Yeah, feel me? One day at a time. Heaven help me. Heaven help me. In these times in life, help me to keep living right. One day have a wife, make a change in my life, not to be living trite. Heaven help me. In these times in life, help me to keep living right. One day have a wife, make a change in my life, not to be living trite.
Some wonder if there's a heaven up above. Why I wonder, cause God created love. No mortal man could create that feeling. Not in the devil's world with all these underhanded dealings. For instance, how they did my people in New Orleans. They're stranded for days, had them scratching and crawling. That's all we get from the powers that be. Who empowers the powers that be? Not me, might be D-E-V-I-L. Do what he say like puppets and burning hell. I'm not better than the next man, I'm guilty of them too. I gotta keep it real cause I'm not hypocritical. If that ain't right, they won't let Bible scriptures pass. You can't do nothing in this world without cash. Help me, I would love to change my ways. Money is the root to all evil and I'm trying to get paid.
Heaven help me. In these times in life, help me to keep living right. One day have a wife, make a change in my life, not to be living trite. Heaven help me. In these times in life, help me to keep living right. One day have a wife, make a change in my life, not to be living trite.
Heavenly Father, please save me, cause I'm about to go crazy. Times are hard on my soul, my heart's so cold. I'm what they call the product of a broken home. Broken dreams, broken promises, I'm all alone. I gotta find a way to make a way about the struggle. It's mind-boggling, cause the pressure's always on me. You wouldn't believe half of the things I've been through. People that turned their backs on me, said I would lose. Called me a fool for fighting, but I still fought through. That's why I walk around this earth like I got nothing to lose. So Father, if you hear me, can you help me on my way? Show me, guide me where I need to be. I'm tired, Lord, I'm so tired. Can you take away the rain, bring the sunshine? I'm down on my knees, I'm begging, can you please open the gates, send heaven to help me.
Heaven help me. In these times in life, help me to keep living right. One day have a wife, make a change in my life, not to be living trite. Heaven help me. In these times in life, help me to keep living right. One day have a wife, make a change in my life, not to be living trite.
Any kind of act that's designed to delay or deprive you and me right now of getting full rights, that's the government that's responsible. And anytime you find the government involved in a conspiracy to violate the citizenship or the civil rights of a people, then you are wasting your time going to that government expecting redress. Instead, you have to take that government to the world court and accuse it of genocide and all of the other crimes that it is guilty of today.
'Cause you and I back together again. The world is spinning. You and I back together again. The world is spinning. Love will last forever. We can make it real. Say you'll leave never.
The Open Line Radio Show is supported in part by Finders Keepers, the place with your residential hardware needs, small engines, outdoor power equipment, bathroom accessories, electronics, lighting, plumbing, and everything in between. Located in the Southern Development Office Building, at 1006 Surrey Street, Lafayette. Telephone 337-780-8149. That's Finders Keepers.
Welcome to the Open Line on KIEE 88.3, your superstation. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of KIEE 88.3 staff or management. Thanks for listening.
Hotep, Habari Ghani, Assalamu Alaikum, good morning. What's up? How you doing out there? Another beautiful day, another beautiful hot day. I'm your co-host, Sister Khadija, along with our host, Brother Jay. And we are in the studio. We are live on AOC and on your computer, on your phone, YouTube. YouTube everywhere. 88.3fm.com. I wanted to send a shout out to the community sponsored young camp at the Martin Luther King Center right here on Corey Street in Lafayette, Louisiana. The 100 Black Men, the Walter Guillory, that camp, they had so many kids there, and it's all voluntary. I mean, you have people that came out of their way to help out. We want to Miss Joyce Gaiman is running the camp, and the other young ladies assisting and everything. And this is very important that we do have a camp. The Domain Center didn't have one. The Dupree Center didn't have one. The Robert Show Center, Gerard Park, that was the only one that had a camp, and you know that was basically for the white children, because like you had to pay like $130 something, and the camp at the Martin Luther King Center, that was only I think $40 and everything, and the children had games, they colored, they did drawing. Talk about some nice footage. I did video, and I didn't have a chance to check out the video, but I did video and everything. So we need to give thanks where thanks is due. Whenever y'all see Miss Joyce, y'all tell her thanks, and all the people that was working with her. They're really good. Brother G.
Yeah, welcome to another edition of the Open Line Radio Show. Today, we're running a little late. Khadija, we want to acknowledge this is Black Music Month. We was going to do a show on Black music history in this area, but I think our guest got delayed, who we had put in for. But hopefully we could get Mr. Patrick Henry on the phone. He got some musical history he want to talk about. You know, sometimes it's a work day, it's a busy day for some of these artists have day jobs.
Yes,
and
I
they
know.
commit to us, and sometimes they can't make it.
And because they don't make enough to live
Right.
on with their music, so they have to have a regular job, and
Right.
then try to keep their music going.
And people still rock your Juneteenth shirt. It's Juneteenth. To me, it's Juneteenth. The whole month. Black history is 365. Check out Sister Khadija. She got some nice shirts. You see that? This is a nice shirt, Khadija.
I like that one. I really like that one. I think it shows better on black than it do on the white shirt.
Right.
I really enjoy.
Right.
And you mentioned Juneteenth. You want me to give a history on Juneteenth?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. July the 4th, 1776 signifies American independence from British rule. Its leaders fell short in addressing racial equality within the new country. Most grievously, they failed to eradicate the most grievous wound of the infant nation's first days, a social factoring running through a partisan argument over race. Black Americans were neither culturally nor constitutionally protected from slavery and would not be so for nearly another century. Slavery would lead directly to the Civil War and the Emancipation Proclamation that Abraham Lincoln issued at the start of 1863 was only intended to serve as a starting point for Pacific regions of the country controlled by Union forces. In its rebellious state of the Deep South, the Emancipation Proclamation loomed as a threat in the eventuality of a Union triumph, and it represented a clear war aim that hoped to compel slaves to rise up against their masters or flee toward the Union lines. Right. Inadvertently, for many across the South, the news of the Emancipation Proclamation arrived slowly, and in other locals, the news was withheld entirely, sometimes by years. Slave owners were not simply going to give up slaves, and in the wake of the Civil War and Reconstructions, others created statewide legislation to preserve the old order under a different system of semantics. Credibly, African American citizenship did not come in a single wave, but intermediately through various regions and to varying degree over the decades since. As of June 19, 2021, Independence Day has been joined by a second federal holiday, a broken to Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation that give rise and adds a voice to the 13th Amendment and celebrate the freedom and equal citizenship of all black citizens of the United States. In the future years, Juneteenth will be marked along Independence Day as a celebration to include those who were barred from the benefits of the original event and intent. Viewed as an enhancement to and a completion of the original independence movement, Juneteenth merits the same community reverence and celebration based on the belief, in the words of Opal Lee, that none of us is free till we are all free, and that is absolutely correct. None of us are free until we are all free. And also the Juneteenth celebration that was held here in Lafayette with Mr. Abram Freeman. You also had Suzanne Malveaux, Janice Green. They all had put together a beautiful celebration. They had this beautiful camp. And I would love to, I wish I've had some pictures of the camp so I could have like pick it up and show you the pictures and everything of the Juneteenth pageant that was held Friday at the Martin Luther King Center. You had, that was sponsored by the Juneteenth committee. You had Suzanne Malveaux, Janice Green, Mr. Abram, Reverend Abram. They all was involved with the Juneteenth, and they had like a beautiful. They attended a nice Juneteenth celebration too at the park at Hyman Park.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Unfortunately, we can't get hold of our guests today, and like I said, it's a work day for them. But we understand. We just had a call from one of them. They make a commitment to reschedule, so that's okay. But we're here on the Open Line Radio Show, Sister Khadijah. Black Music Month. What's your favorite group? Well, I mean, they got so many. Because I was listening to another station, WOL in D.C., and they were talking to the guy who was talking about the history of music, where a lot of those singers come out, like Sam Cooke. And they start talking about how Sam Cooke died. It's so interesting that they say it was a conspiracy. Some people tried to kill him. The mafia was after him, and so forth. But a lot of the guys who they had on the radio who knew him say it was just a happenstance that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. You know?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
at that, they want to say something. A motel manager shot him because he was arguing with her over some girl that he was there with and stuff like that, so there's a lot. And so the interesting side note that he had trained Bobby Womack and the Womack brothers, and how all of those people were connected to like the people like Johnny Taylor. All those people came out of gospel, and people don't realize how much gospel contributed to a lot of the R&B singers that sing in the day. I mean, it have sung in the past, So it got some interesting, Black Music History Month. I like to call it, even though it's Black Music Month, we should talk about the history of music most of the time.
Yes. And that is idea. That is idea. And then when you meant, we just got through from talking about Juneteenth,
right.
Giving people a little history of Juneteenth. But then the slaves, there were work songs that the slaves, while they were in the field,
right.
that they took and they developed. And the work songs were like, somebody would start with the cadence, and then at the time when the song is up, I mean, you had to like take your ox or your hammer, and like hit, and they would have a response. And they also had songs when they're saying, I'm going across to see my Jesus at sundown. That was like a song letting you know we're booking around sundown, so you all need to be ready.
And they were passing messages too, to coded messages in the song.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a lot of interesting history that we don't teach in schools. They don't want to teach none of that already. So pay attention. Sister Khadijah, I was trying to pull up the article, and I know I brought it up. I don't know if you want to talk about it. The issue about veterans getting their services, and a directive that came down. I don't know how true it is, because you get a lot of noise, and a lot of the media they don't really tell the whole story. And I'm trying to pull it up, but you did hear Brother Rashad Ritchie talk about that.
Yeah, that was Brother Rashad Ritchie.
And that is appalling. And we like to get the veterans' take on that. That you can't, if you're a registered Democrat, if you're a Democrat, you can't get no services.
This is one of the most. It's just so minute. So many. I mean, this is one of the most crazy, uneducated group of people that's in charge as we speak. And what Cuckoo Trump has done is that he's been aligned with the other cuckoo so-called leaders and everything, or those that work for him, and then they'll explain something to him, and in the part that he get, he'll come back and he'll like say relay it out and stuff. You see this, you just wonder.
You don't believe it's coming.
Yeah, you don't believe it's coming.
But you're trying.
And Brother Jay, at one time, I think was that the gladiators? The gladiators would have like the strongest of the strong. They would fight each other, and then whoever won or lost, you know, the one that lost, I mean, your soldiers went to the one that won. There's not. It's good to talk behind the mic. It's good to talk in the front of the screen. But Trump can't physically fight with anyone. Not little Chuchon, Zelensky. No, I mean, he can't physically fight none of them. You know, but he could fight like this big bad wolf syndrome, calling out all these different armies and Marines and navies, and we gonna do this, we gonna do that. No, dude. You want to do? Why don't you do something like the Gladiator? Why don't the leaders fight the leaders? You know, and that way, if anybody died or was killed, you know, it's just that one person. You know, it's not all these innocent soldiers that committed to one thing and now they're engulfed in something else behind the mouth. Brother Jay, we have a phone call.
Okay.
Caller?
Yes, good morning to y'all guys. Well, look, guys, it's time for y'all to get that radio station back on the radio station, please.
We tried, I mean...
these white folks got all the grant money. These black politicians can go and apply. You got Marcus Bryan who's selling all y'all right. You got, what's that other one? So say Dr. Timmy, what's his name? His daddy was a physician and all that. All these sellout guys could at least get some money from these white folks who are spending it like crazy to get y'all back on the air, even though it was a political errand for black people to vote Democrat. But, Jay, you say your topic, and Sister Khadijah, I heard you say that if you're a Democrat that you can't get your veterans just dues?
Oh, no, what I had said was, I mean, what Brother Jay had said.
That's an article. They proposed that if you are, they're saying Trump has a directive that he's trying to put out that nobody, they say it's crazy, but it could happen. You never know that if you're a registered Democrat or if you are unwed, you can not be served by the VA for when you have medical issues.
That's a violation of the civil rights. But Jay, let me inform you about the Democrats. You know, you got to stop reading what they're putting out there, because the Democrats, what they're doing is they're making the people fight their battle. They got the same ideology as Trump. You're not understanding. These people both work for the corporations. One's oligarch and one's the corporation who's medium rich. They're fighting for the power, using the people to get it. You see, the thing is, number one, Trump showed us exactly how there's no ethics in government, because all the Fox News hosts that he got as positions doesn't even make sense. Black people got to have 2 degrees, masters, generals, all kind of degrees just to get a position that a white boy with a PE certificate can get.
Yeah,
you know, that's the thing that we not understanding. The Democrats got the same ideology as the Republicans, just so they're more of a quiet snake than an open snake like Trump.
Right.
You see, we cannot be mad at Donald Trump and his goons for what they're doing. And Donald Trump really not running his ideas. It's the corporation who sponsors the tech guys.
Stephen Miller.
Peter Thiel. You never heard from Elon Musk lately since he said Trump was on the Jeffrey Epstein list, right?
Right, right.
You see, they keep the public in a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
That way they can keep us in fear. See what Trump is doing in Iran, who didn't hit nothing of the so-called nuclear sites? That is for Israel. You see, we not understanding that this country is being run by Israel. So say the holy country that's killing more people than anything.
AIPAC.
And to all those Christians that so-called call themselves believing in a God, what God would let man like Israel's?
Yes.
Well, not even Israel. They're not even really from Israel. They're German Jews playing like the Israelis. But the thing is, what man would so say take over God's laws? If you so say protect them, but every time they can't answer a question, notice how they go to the Bible. What's that convict from Texas? That old Mexican guy.
Yeah.
He's at the tip of my tongue. He went to Florida when they freeze. He went to take a trip when the freeze came.
Ted Cruz. Yeah.
Ted Cruz. You see how they're turning on each other. Tucker Carlson had him on the show.
Right.
And he couldn't answer no questions, so he went to a biblical term. You know, like every time they can't answer something, they put it in God's hands.
Right.
Yeah.
So say to confuse the people. And we got to stop allowing these people to so say confuse us with the Bible. We done read their Bible back and forth. We understand their Bible. Which they don't understand is they think they are our gods and we got to listen to them.
Yeah.
So until we read and interpret our own Bible the way it's supposed to go and not the way the white man wanted to go, we're going to stay confused in the conspiracy theories.
Yes.
But the Democrats' job is to do the same thing as the Republicans. Notice how they so say had ethical rules and everything else. And the poor veterans, you know, I hate to see them go through who went fight for real for this country, who this country don't even really care about them. They hoping they get hooked on drugs or die.
Yeah.
We got more homeless veterans than anything, and yet still we can find money for wars. We can find money to give to other countries, but when it comes to veterans who support and take care of this country because of their corruption, they don't get no benefits.
That's right. That's right.
And our politicians, and as you notice, whether they're Democrat, Republican, or even they want to claim independent, their job is to make sure they create a lie for the people to keep following this so-called democratic system, which is not democratic, because their job is to make sure we do not reach democracy. Because if democracy was for the people, we wouldn't have to go sit at no meeting to tell our politician that's getting paid to do what their job is to do. They always tell us we got to come sit at the meeting. Well, hold up, we got a job. We paying y'all to go make sure none of these criminating amendments that y'all be putting on the vote and stuff, it's supposed to reach that, but they don't do that.
And how many millions of dollars for that No King parade? That was one of the.
Well, not just that, Sister Khadijah. It cost $1 billion to bomb Iran just the other day.
Yes. Yes.
$1 billion that could have gone to the veterans.
That's right. That could have gone.
You know, that's what we're not understanding. They keep us divided with this Democratic Party and this Republican Party and all this so-called conspiracy theories. That way we can stay each other's enemy, where we can't see the rich people are the ones that is truly our enemy.
That's right. And what it do also, it try to like take us away from what the real issue is. You know.
Now you're getting it, Sister Khadijah. Now you're getting it. It's called the art. You remember Trump so say wrote a book, The Art of the Deal?
Yes.
Or the Steal?
Yeah.
This is what he's doing in the politics system, making the poor white folk believe that he's going to get them democracy while using them.
Mm-hmm.
And they are the poorest people, but yet and still Trump can say he's going to kill one of them, and they're going to cheer on it because they're not paying attention.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Trump is with the mind camp. He said he appreciates everything that Adolf Hitler did. And if you go look in his staff, Elon Musk is a German who come from South Africa.
Right.
Peter Thiel is a German who playing American. Elon Musk not even a registered American. Mm-hmm. But yet still we can so say deport all these Hispanic people who black people has been warning for the longest because they told the Hispanics they was classified as white. They really thought they was white people.
Yes.
And Trump told them he was going to deport all the criminals. And they don't understand when Trump say criminals, he mean everybody with color.
Except himself.
Well, he's an immigrant. His daddy was a true German.
Yes.
His sister is the one that got Trump all the power because she forgot she was a federal judge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's sister was a federal judge who she don't get along with no more because he cannot control his oligarchy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's listening to Peter Thiel and all the rest of the billionaires who sponsored him, who got these platforms. See, Elon Musk's job was to get and give Trump a platform to spread his narrative like he was going to save this country. Yeah. And he did it. That's why Biden never sent Elon Musk back to South Africa. He knew Elon Musk wouldn't register, but it's about the dollar. Who controls the money controls the dollar. Who controls the dollar controls our politician.
That's right.
And our politicians need our endorsement for us to vote for them. Then when we give them our vote, we giving them our consent.
Right.
And we cannot complain because we voted for these clowns. So it make us look like weak people. That's why I talk about voting does not change nothing. It's the people getting out in the street and protesting. And black folks, please don't go to no protest. Let these white folk protest. Let these Spanish people protest.
Yeah.
Because what Trump is trying to do, What's that little act, the Insurrection Act?
Yeah. Yes.
He thought it was going to happen in California. It didn't.
Yes.
That's why they're telling black people not to go out there, because if any time they see somebody black protesting, the cops or the National Guard and all of them, who's now being used for who's supposed to be protecting and serving the people, is the one disrespecting and incarcerating the people. And that's what people don't understand. When we say defund the police, that means don't give them that much money where they can create all kind of systems that'll go against the people. So what y'all talking about is on the money, but be more direct. It's not the politicians that's hurting us. It's our own self following these politicians, not knowing every time we go into one of their meetings, we are doing our own job. So what's the purpose of paying them? Jay, I heard you last week say we should fire these people. We don't need them.
Yes, sir. All of
Jay?
them. All of them.
Didn't you say that on your show last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure did.
You was on the money again. And to whoever you offended who was working in politics, you was right, because they are not doing their job. We are not holding these people accountable, because we can make a lie and they'll pass it for us.
Yeah, they need
on that little talk show that Wallace does, Jay, he always bringing these fake politicians on to come give us a narrative, and we not understand these are the same people who are hurting the black communities. Lafayette is not going to grow as long as you got Reuben, Broussard, and Timmy Chachon. These guys been puppets for these white folks. Even that Pierre guy that the mayor / President Boulay hired. What's his job? So say the nigger in command? These people are the one that's hurting the black people. And what we do, because they're educated and indoctrinated, we don't tell them nothing. It's always let us do our job. We got a plan. Their plan is to get them and their family members those scholarships and keep following the pattern of what the white people want to do. And to my good white people, please don't think I'm talking to y'all, because y'all doing your job. Keep protesting. It's these white people who want y'all to be their slaves. Yes. Even like that in Louisiana, Jay, where they thought black people was going to go pick those blueberries. You saw that advertisement?
Yeah.
That the farmers thought black people was going to come back on the field with this kind of heat?
Yeah, I'm waiting to see
Donald Trump said
who will get
black people. That was black people's job.
I'm waiting to see who gonna get them sugar cans out the field if they so say. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna let them sugar can rot in the field and them truck drivers not haul those things. So they're playing the game. They're playing the game.
Well, and that's you hit it on the nail right there, Jay. They playing the game, because Donald Trump just backed some of his rhetoric up, saying that the farmers and the hotel people need their slaves, which is the Hispanic people, the undocumented now, because they know these people are undocumented, but they don't have to pay no benefits.
And they never put no sanction against those companies that high. Yeah, how many of them co-ops in Patouville, Olivier, St. John behind St. Markville, and big plantation, the one in Sorrel, how many owned by some big farm corporations? You think they go prosecute those people? That's the people give to the party, to the Democrats and the Republicans. They're not going to do nothing to them.
I'm from Lurville. You see where you mentioned Patouville? You know he owned all the farmers in St. Mary, Iberia, and St. Martin?
Uh-huh.
They are now slaves for Patouville. Patouville got them on a salary.
Yeah.
And their job is to find the Hispanics and the so-called Mexicans to come work their field for $5 an hour, where they cut it back and then make them pay for living on their property, taking them to the store.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pyramid scheme, money laundering.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So all I'm saying is everything Trump is doing is really hurting these white people who've been in our way all our lives.
Yes.
So like I always say, Jay, I'm enjoying the show. I got some popcorn. I was over with some Kool-Aid, but find out the sugar is more poison than the regular soda.
Yes, sir.
But y'all keep talking what y'all talking, because you're on the money. But our biggest problem is our black politicians, our black caucuses. All these indoctrinated Negroes is what's keeping us in our place. And that means to shut up and do what the white man telling us to do.
Yes,
they don't realize we are free now, and we know this.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
So keep saying what y'all saying. If it offends anybody, and I mean anybody, they got the problem, not y'all, because y'all doing the research to tell the truth.
Right, right.
And truth is way powerful than the lie. And that's what people don't understand. That's why these white folk get crazy when we talk about critical race theory.
Right.
Because they really don't want the white people to see they are the new slaves.
That's why they're trying to disappear.
Because if they understand what they're getting paid, they would be the ones making us, teach us about your African history.
So everything is happening the way it's supposed to go. Our ancestors is really working for us, from the natural disasters to the politics. These white folks are eating each other up.
Yes,
and
sir.
our job is to stay out of it, but correct our black politicians because they're taking our tax dollars and going against us.
All right.
And this is coming from Mr. Broussard, who's not scared to say anything that I see is true.
Yes.
So don't let these politicians with their indoctrination fool y'all. They are the one hurting, especially Marcus Bryant, Jay. As you notice, you've been doing research on him, showing how he's been voting and letting these white boys come with programs so he can second and co-sign it, as a black politician wants it too.
Yeah, we're going to have to change up 5 more. That's what I say. All of them.
Well, fire them all, Jay. We can do that. All we got to do is go get them paper and get them all out of office. They're not doing their job. Even that little fat guy, Gerald Boudreaux, he is the master puppet. Even his little fat brother, Kenneth Boudreaux, he's another puppet.
The Louisiana.
These black people are not for us. Every time black people get some power, they send these Negroes right here to dilute everything that we're talking about. And we allow the people who so say got control to go talk to them, and then we get diluted again, and the black man come and say, well, at least we came out with something.
Yeah.
We are not compromised people no more. We need all what they do. Our tax dollars should be coming back to our community, and we shouldn't be trying to do what the white community doing. We do what our people need in their community.
Yes.
That's why it's so broken up, because look at Park, Brown Park. All that money they stole, nobody is being held accountable. And who they put over it? What's his name? Gerald Broussard.
Yeah.
Who messed up the school board when he was in there. So all I'm telling y'all, go do your research. Everything I just said, y'all can go see how these Negroes voted. And that's why they got another position. They put them in different positions that they need them to make the black people think that they're changing things. All they're doing is changing the skin tone and keeping the white ideology going on. Even in our school system, they put more black principals who got the same ideas as the white ones. These new schools is still the same old school. All you're getting is new brick and new administration with the same idea.
Okay.
Segregation was always our key to stay separate. But we want to be under these people, and this is what's happening. We're becoming these people.
Yes, sir.
So keep saying what y'all saying,
All right.
guys. I appreciate y'all not hanging up on me.
No,
but this message has got to be told.
All right.
We know the truth, and we got to spread it, because the truth hurts these white folks and these black folks that's in it for them.
Okay.
And go look up politician in your whole dictionary. It's somebody who's self-interest. That haven't changed.
Yes.
They're not for the people. They're for them and their family members.
Yes,
Not
sir.
for the people. That's why we don't have good politicians, because all they do is compromise to what them and their family member might need, and that white boy is laughing behind the door saying that they got it. Marcus Bryant is a perfect example of that.
Yes, sir.
He wasn't a good lawyer, and look at him today. Still can't Congress his own self. Thank y'all, and y'all have a nice weekend. And guys,
Okay.
like I said, come July 4th, please still celebrate your Juneteenth, because these white folks don't like us having freedom no more.
No, they don't.
And they don't have it. That's
Right.
why they don't like it.
Right.
So keep doing what y'all doing, and put your
All right.
Juneteenth shirt on for 4th of July.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
don't buy their fireworks. Y'all go watch their fireworks for free and do your own little celebrating, because they not free. That's what it's all about, making
All
money
right.
off of us.
All
And
right.
that's why they're complaining about our Juneteenth, because Juneteenth has canceled them from making money off of us, because now their 4th of July, they can't find venues to sell their rockets.
All right. All right, Mr. Kevin.
All right, man.
Let me get this other phone. All right. Thank you. Yes, sir. Let me get this. Move around, Sister Khadijah. Step out. Hello, caller. Caller. Hello.
Yes,
Go ahead, caller.
Yes. Hey, Brother Jay, what's happening?
You guys got it? You got it, man?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I could hear you.
Great. Hey, Brother Jay, I just got back and I put the television on for the past, I guess I've been listening now for the past 7 to 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the brother just now.
Yes.
And that brother giving a lot of information and a lot of knowledge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, we can talk about a lot of things in America right now. And we can talk about a lot of things locally.
Mm-hmm.
And some people say you can talk about things till you blue in the face
Right.
and still change doesn't happen.
Yes.
You know, we spend so much time talking about change, and sometimes I wonder if Martin Luther King was living, what would Martin say about the situation that we're in? And when I say we're in, I say the nation, the country, the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And I also say, Martin would say, we're in. And the we're would be us.
Right.
Back then, Martin and them used to use the word Negro.
Mm-hmm.
Now, African Americans.
Right.
Well, the American black, African American, Negro, brown-skinned person, us. Martin would say, where are we and how did we get here? Well, all I'm going to say is, in order for us to figure out something, and something could be so small as something to figure out. In order for us to just figure out something, we gotta start. Sometimes I think we never even started yet. And then I think about Martin and them, then I say, oh yeah, we did start.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we did start. Martin and them, and even people before Martin, had started. So the start has already happened.
Right.
Like a track meet, when they fire the gun, the race starts.
Right.
That has already happened. Mm-hmm. So we don't need nobody firing no more starting gun to start the race about progress, change, doing things differently, economics, money, M-O-N-E-Y. The things that most people feel as though they didn't get, or they didn't get, or they aren't getting. And where is it going, and why isn't it stopping by my house, our neighborhood, where we from? Well, the blue in the face, the talking about things till you blue in the face. That's an old saying. It's a cliche, but it means something if you know around it, if you grew up with listening to the elders back in the day saying it. Young people today don't know what that means, talking till you blue in the face. Well, all I'm going to say is this. I heard that brother that was just talking. And brother, all I'm going to tell y'all is the truth hurts. One thing about the truth, the Bible that we read, the thing that we read to understand what God says, that's the truth as far as we know. Well, when we read that or somebody talks to us about that, don't that hurt when you know you're not following it and you're now hearing it? Well, if it hurt when you're hearing it coming from a preacher, man or woman preacher, if it hurts when you're hearing it coming from them, then it ought to hurt whenever you hear it, no matter where. And you know what hurts? Is to look at the face of the elders today in the United States of America. I'm talking about us, African Americans. Look into the face of those elders. If that don't hurt, look into the face of them little children. Some of them, no belts on, booger nose, looking for somebody to help them because they don't know their way. Pulling on your pants, excuse me, sir, hey, I'm down here below your knees. That's me, Guys, if we don't do something to turn the pendulum, then Marcus Garvey and all of them wasted their time.
Oh, Coach, the phone line. The phone line is full. Let me catch you.
Go ahead. I'm going to let y'all go, but just remember Marcus Garvey and them wasted their time if we don't do something. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Caller, you're on. You have a question or a comment? Caller.
Yes, so I have yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you good.
Okay, I have a few comments.
I was listening to the previous caller before Coach, and I wanted to say this before we start with our politicians. We got to start attacking the systems, especially here in Lafayette. Well, in the state of Louisiana, any territory or any parish and city where the city was predominantly ran all its life. The mayor was white since the city been in existence, and it's got a chance to have an African American mayor. What they do here is they consolidate that city with the parish, because the parish is predominantly white, and they consolidate it to keep the white man in control of the system. So first we got to petition and start with changing charters or changing the way the territory is formed or the way the government is formed. Then we start with the politicians, and when we start with the politicians, first we start calling out these Republicans that ran and said we gonna be for everybody. We gonna be for everybody. Do you support the MAGA agenda? Do you support the craziness that's going on? Because right now, President Trump is over. Is over the dollar. The dollar is out the door. He's not worried about the dollar. He ain't worried about the control because he got it now. He got Congress. He got Congress to lay it on. He got the Supreme Court to lay it on. He got the justice system to lay it on, and do what he wants. Because just about anything that hits the Supreme Court, that's it. Where they say an executive order President Trump then put out was unconstitutional. The Supreme Court is, even after lower courts then said it was unconstitutional, the Supreme Court coming back and overturning the lower court's decision and saying that they're constitutional. So the power, he know he has it right now. His goal is to doing something that can make him be in office longer than these last 4 years, because he know 4 years, that's it. He got to get out. So his thing is to create a way for him to be in charge longer, for his presidency to go longer. Maybe it's a third term, or maybe it's to change the Constitution to where a president can serve till he dies, to become a king. So there's a lot of things we got to attack. There's a lot of things going on. We just got to pay attention. And we have to fight the system by petitions. We can't expect our politicians to do it for us. We have to be boots on the ground. We have to start doing petitions. You want to change how your charter operate. You want to change how the Constitution runs. We have to do petitions. We have to get majority of the people, a majority, and I think it's a third of the people, to say we want to change how this operates. We want to change how this runs. It's more than just going after the politicians. It's more than just attacking the politicians. It's attacking the way the system is designed itself. It's to petition to change the system. Politicians wouldn't be able to do it if the system wouldn't be set the way it is. Thank you. Oh, and another thing, Juneteenth, I just want, that's something I would never celebrate. That's something I would never celebrate. I did research. Juneteenth is an embarrassment. Juneteenth is an embarrassment. Because we've been free a whole year, May of the year before. We've been free. Black man come tell us, hey, we're free. President Lincoln done signed the Emancipation Proclamation. We got our freedom papers, we're free. We didn't listen. The white man had to come and tell us we're free. So it's saying that we have to get approval from the white man for us to have our freedom holiday. It's just like saying you're going to celebrate the 4th of July. Juneteenth, that's an embarrassment. Total embarrassment.
Yes.
Definitely a unique perspective from Brother Keith.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Brother Keith. Caller.
I just want to say I enjoy the shirts, though. They're very colorful. They still acknowledge some blackness.
And,
very colorful.
Caller.
Yes. I got a comment to make about our brother that just spoke.
Uh-huh.
He was talking about, the changes in the people making the changes, which is, I'm right on point with him, but I want to make 2 corrections on what he said. What he talked about is change. Guys, unless this thing, our democracy in the United States of America, that has to change. We either going to be a democratic country running democracy the way we always ran it, and we're going to tweak it the way we always tweaked it, or we're going to go to something else. And the way Donald Trump and them are doing things, it looks like they want to go to something else because this democracy thing, this don't work for them. And if it works for us, then I want to tell our brother this. If the people are going to petition to do all of the work, then we should get the politician checked. That means we shouldn't send them to Baton Rouge, and we should eliminate them, get rid of them, and then one of us go sit in that seat, and when the check comes that they earn per month, we divide that money among all the organizations, and we use that money to keep us rolling. Because why have a politician in Baton Rouge, and we on the ground petitioning, and we doing all the work, but then they gonna still be getting a paycheck? That to me is something that's kind of like a little bit ignorant there. I'm not going to send nobody to Baton Rouge that I'm going to be working for on the ground, boots on the ground, and they going to get the check. No. If he's in Baton Rouge and representing us and not doing his job, then get rid of him and put somebody that we choose over there. And then when that check comes in at the end of the month, they hand that check over to us. We take that money that state representative gets, and we share that money with all the organizations that are working hard to change things. Guys, democracy is the situation. In America right now, I'm going to close with this. Our Supreme Court, is this thing real or is it a joke? Thank you.
It's a joke. And let me say, let me answer Coach on this. The democracy is working for them. It's working for them. And I'm going to say the common thread or the complaint in the United States is nothing. It's all it has to do with race. White supremacy. People, those words that a lot of us don't want to say, can't say. It hurts them to say it. A lot of our politicians, black politicians, won't say that. It's white supremacy. That's the common thing. That's a common thread. That's what's going on. It's nothing else. Even if America was always doing better than other countries, why you want to break something? Because guess what? You see too many black folks. You see too many interracial children running around here. Every time I go in one of them stores, I say, wow. And that's the problem, Sister Khadijah. White supremacy.
Yes, and I remember hearing a sheriff that was talking, giving a news conference, and he said that if he catch any of the law breaking protesters, that he was going to kill them, and the next notification was going to their mother. Now tell me how you can't really think of any words to describe this white imbecile except just what you said. 1869
slavery. Not in 69. 1834, 1859, 58. Slavery, plantation talk. That's what that sheriff was. He was talking like a plantation owner.
Caller, you on?
Yeah, I just wanted to give an explanation to Coach as to why I was saying that. The framers of the Constitution and the framers of the Charter here in Lafayette, when That's how they set it in stone. When you can't get the politicians to make the laws you want them to make, or as the people, when we can't get them to do what we want them to do, that's the next step.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next option would be to go and petition. And then if we don't like the politician that's in there now, well, we petition and fire, get rid of them, and then put another one in there.
Mm-hmm.
But what we gonna do? Keep patching holes with the next politician, with another politician that's gonna become another puppet?
Yeah.
And keep patching holes, because we done tried switching black politicians.
Yeah.
Politicians after politicians. So the next thing would be is to petition and change go at changing the system itself to tweak what is wrong. What is wrong with the system? What give them that control? What's unconstitutional?
And that's what the
change it.
and that's what the white supremacy majority want to do. They see the dynamics and the demographics changing, Brother Keith. They want to change it to the point where they could do away with people of color or black folks or anybody else. That's what they're doing now. They changing it. You know.
Okay.
Because we're hollering with
We got a caller?
Coach said it's a democracy. They want to change our democracy. Right now, the way the Supreme Court is running things in the United States, we're not a democracy.
No, we're not.
Not a democracy. The Supreme Court is giving the executive branch the approval to run the country as a dictatorship. Giving them the approval to run the country as a dictatorship.
They gave approval to now to when a so-called immigrant, migrant, or maybe in the future people who are prisoners, they can take them and send them to a third-party country, a country that they don't even come from, a country that they don't even know. In Florida, the governor of Florida has created a prison in the middle of the swamp, the big swamp out there. What's the name of it? What's the big swamp in Florida? The Everglades. Where they're surrounded by alligators and big old pythons. This is where they're going. That's what they want to do. Disappear people to stuff like that. You know.
Okay.
Correct. So, Coach, when I say go boots on the ground, do the work to change it, I'm not saying do the work for our politicians. What I'm saying is when we can't get the politicians to do what we stand still. And matter of fact, just for example, look at it in Lafayette. Look at it here in Lafayette Parish. There on the city council, there is three white representatives, two blacks. Two blacks can't override three whites.
No, and they don't.
Now, when they have a joint issue, now you add 5 more people in the joint. So is a 10-member board on a joint issue with 3 whites, and 7 blacks. I mean 3 blacks and 7 whites. My bad. Vice versa. 3 blacks, 7 whites. 3 blacks can't override 7 whites. So what the black politician is going to do? Do this for me, and I'm gonna do that for you.
Yeah.
Vote for this, and then when your people don't want to do it, and you need a black vote to do what you need, I'm gonna vote for. I'm gonna vote for it.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Brother Keith, the lines are
And that's
loaded.
the way it works.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Brother Keith. The lines are loaded. Hello, Keith. Okay, caller. Okay, the lines.
I'm gonna
are
get you
loaded.
another board out.
Yes, and I wanted to also mention that, remember when that was Jefferson, that went to prison for putting $100,000 in his freezer.
William Jefferson, Congressman from New
Congressman
Orleans.
William Jefferson from New Orleans, and he done some serious years.
Yeah.
Okay, but yet this cuckoo president
Can do no wrong.
you know, he's made millions in that funny coin.
He's doing crypto in the White House.
Bitcoin,
Crypto.
you know, and he's letting you know that he's doing.
No, go ahead. Y'all go ahead and talk.
I'm gonna get me some Trump tennis shoes.
Yeah.
At least they might be good for something. Walking in a pile of you know what.
Yes. Coach.
Yes. Hey, guys, 2 points. Brother Jay, I want you to talk about these 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Jay, the miseducation of blacks is our problem.
There's a book on
locally,
that.
statewide, and in this nation. Talk about that, and then also talk about Black Wall Street. You see, if we can put something together like that ever again, talk about what would it do for us. I'm listening.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Sister
I
Khadijah,
wanted to
give
make-
him the title of that book, Miseducation
of the
by Dr. Carter.
Dr. Carter G. Woodson.
Yeah, give him the name and title since he asked about that. I would tell him to read that book.
Yeah, well, he's telling you need to
Well,
see
he said-
something coming from that book, from the
Okay.
miseducation.
Well, we could
of the
discuss
black-
it. We could have an
But
open
I
book.
want, right, and
Excuse me.
yes, and I wanted to mention that the Domain Center, the Dupree Center, that's out there in Brown Park, the Robichaud Center. We want to send a special shout out to the 100 Black Men, for sponsoring the camp. You have Miss Joyce that's running it, Mr. Walter helping with the running, Mr. Spriggs, everybody that's trying to participate and help out with these kids. And if there's anyone who's involved with anger management, they're looking for an anger management person. You would not believe how some of these children be acting. You would not believe that, from the vulgarity to the fighting. Why is that?
It's not so much mental illness all the time.
No, I'm asking for anger management
It's
person.
not so much mental illness. It's culture. It's culture. People are engaging
Thank
in
you.
different culture situations. Young people, when we say somebody was talking about real music and its effects on our youth, and it's not just black kids. These little white kids. They pull up at the red light and playing N-word, N-word, right there, and they'll look at you and smile. It could be taken as they just showing their racism, what that black guy, gonna say about it. But that's the thing. That's the culture people are living. People are living in the culture in the United States of being angry, they want everything instant, being disrespectful. We look at the TikTok videos, look at the Facebook videos. You know, you saw some of them I posted. Everybody want to be disrespectful. Sometimes it's not just mental illness, it's the culture driving the thought process. You live in a cultured life like that. So everybody, then it morphs into mental illness. And then you be angry. And you're angry all the time. I know some people used to be angry all the time. Thank God they have crossed over.
Yes, indeed.
Good thing my
And
mic was off because you would have said, I didn't have my mic on. I'm sorry.
Oh, you didn't have your mic on?
Well, yeah, good, because
But
you
I
didn't
don't
want
like- Well, it's
you,
not good to be having dead air, you know.
Well, you still heard me in the background, but I guess in the old days you would have said, because this sister have managed her anger management, you would have said something else. That's good. The mic is off.
Yes, and then it's just the blatant go ahead that's in the atmosphere that you have people that would like cut out in the front of you, be disrespectful you know, it's because they see what's going on in this so-called White House, white establishment, whatever you want to call it, and they get really comfortable and say things that they wouldn't ordinarily say.
Right.
And what happens when they say it to the right person, the right person tag them right then and there. You know, there's no hesitation, no nothing. But what I wanted to also mention is that if there is any person that is licensed with anger management, any person, please give me a call.
Like a consultant or a clinical psychologist.
Right. Anyone, please give me a call. We would love to get in touch with you. Have you come to talk at one of our camps.
Somebody need to also send that directed to the White House, because the so-called president, he was using the F word on national TV. Apparently that CBS don't think me saying something crazy on TV, they'll cut me off and ban me from TV, but it's okay for him to do everything, say everything, do all kind of stuff. This is how crazy the media has gotten, to let him use the F word in front. You know how many kids will listen?
It is hot in here. What, the AC not working? Can you check to see if it's on?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, Lordy, Miss Claudia.
Okay.
But yes, so there's a lot of things that our spectacular callers brought up. They brought in powerful information. They brought in controversy information. They brought in information, and they're speaking as the free person that they actually are. That's a free-minded person that is talking like that. That's not just any Joe Blow or anything like that. That's a real person. Caller, you on?
Yeah, Sister Khadija, I just want to give some information on or comment on about the anger management for the youth.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, anger management may work, may not. It's been drilled. It's been drilled, and me, Brother Jay, and brother, I think his name was Kawambo. We had several conversations about this. It's been drilled in the youngsters from the PlayStation 5, the Xbox, the music, the hip hop music is drilled. The hip hop TV shows is drilled into the youngsters.
Yeah, that is
If
true.
they trained at 4 and 5 years old, Grand Theft Auto on the PlayStation, the Xbox, GTA, Grand Theft Auto. They got a video game, Grand Theft Auto. So it's in the TVs, it's in the music, training our youngsters to be like that.
That's right.
So when they grow, it's already instilled in them. It's already instilled in them. Yo.
Yes, that is the truth. I plumb forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, we live in the culture now. You know, my mother in her 90s, and she said she could turn on. Yeah, she could turn on BET, and she don't even recognize BET. I know things change. I know culture change, but it changed drastic. You have Sexy Red. I sent you a video about Sexy Red.
Oh my God.
That guy was talking about it. They call him what they call him? He wear a crown on his head. Nino Brown. I don't know. You heard what he said? I don't know. Oh man. And he talking about Sexy Red. And the whole point of this, a lot of our young people adopted that cultured life. That is the problem, Khadijah. And you can't insulate those children from that. You would lock them up in the house. You would take away their cell phone. All of them have to have cell phones. Not most of them. I mean, how you going to keep that unless you have some instilling of some knowledge of them that you could understand, you could see that, you could look at, you could consume it a little bit, but remember, don't live that kind of life, you know.
Yes, and it's really nothing sexy about her except she can, she's like a vamp, like, something that you look at and you don't even want to touch, and you
Well,
see
she's selling out concerts and stuff.
and yeah, because they lack sluttery
And no not even any talent. Of
talent
any significant nature.
and the things that is being said. My God, I mean, a college student shouldn't be saying that, yet alone these little young babies.
Yeah,
that's
they're
saying
singing the
that,
lyrics at the.
oh my God!
I mean, even back a couple of years when I was doing wedding, filming wedding receptions and wedding dances and stuff like that, the babies would be in line. Well, I mean, at least the guy 803 Fresh, he slowed it down with where them fans at. He slowed it down, Khadijah. It's not as vulgar and stuff like that. The little dances are nice dance and stuff. So at least what he's doing in Southern Soul, some of the Southern Soul music. Now we going back into music again. Some of the Southern Soul stuff is vulgar. I've showed some videos on my television program, right? You're associate producer of it. I'm gonna have to start getting your okay before I show them. You seen the videos?
Yeah, I see
Southern Soul video. It has gotten more almost on the same level of what the hip hop people is doing.
Yes.
Yeah. And I saw one pastor in one of his church say, "Where them fans at? Where them collection box at?" I mean, they were dancing to that. So culture is something else, Khadijah.
Yes. And so again, if you know of any anger management person that can come to the camp, please give me a call. The telephone number would be 337-781-1110. Please give me a call. Call it. You have a question or a comment. You're on.
Press your. Yeah, hit it.
I'm pressing it. Boy, technology could be good and technology could be really bad.
Yeah, you're rolling with the Open Line Radio Show on AOC Community Media. That's Cox 15 and LUS 3. New season at AOC coming up in July. We got some new season. Hopefully we could get the programs in order. Please consider becoming a member of AOC Community Media. Go to www.aocinc.org. Consider becoming a member.
All right, so we're just about ready to wrap things up. I was trying to get this call in, but okay, call it. You have a question or comment? You're on.
And another thing, Sister Khadijah, Brother Jay, maybe we need to start using the culture in a way to teach the youngsters, because maybe we need to teach them who our real ops are.
Yeah.
We need to teach them who our real ops are. Teach them how the white folks do, how the Cajuns do their children. How they do this.
The ops are wearing masks. They're jumping out of pickup trucks, playing and rolling on everybody. They don't care who you are. That's, when they hemmed up a couple of people in L.A., they got a couple of black folks. And this black man came out the house and he cussed them out. See, stop knocking on my effing door. What the hell wrong with y'all? Y'all some stupid. I mean, this black guy let loose, so he wasn't scared of them. They were all outside his house with some masks on. And they kept knocking on his door, saying, "Hey, is Pedro there?" Say, MF Pedro's over here. So this is the way this older brother stood up and said, "Y'all not gonna snatch me up. I dare y'all to come, because I said there could be some. He said there could be some firepower exchange around here. He said, because he had his grandchildren up in there, and you never know what. So we need to know who like you said, Keith. We need to know who our ops are. Who is our real ops, and stop killing each other in the streets for petty stuff."
Correct, and then to show you how much of a joke the black culture is to the national
that was?
Gorilla.
Oh, yeah. Glorilla. Yeah, Glorilla.
Yeah, Glorilla. Yeah, Glorilla.
It is like she even wanted to do up herself, almost like Ratchet. It's not like no style and no class no more. Well, who am I to know I'm an old man? So, but young people, do they accept that kind of ratchet look?
Oh.
Remember, ratchet was ratchet back then. Ghetto was ghetto,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't want it. Now it's acceptable. Now it's a style.
Oh.
You know, so that's American culture.
Yep, that's
Co-opted.
American
Co-opted.
culture. I guarantee you find out who's behind it, who's sponsoring it, and everything. You'll see exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
White supremacy at its finest.
And I just find out the same people who sponsored the Grammy sponsors the BET Awards.
Oh, that's your answer.
Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, brother.
All right, thank you. Brother Jay, would you run down the list of shows?
Okay. Okay. Replays this weekend because it's the end of the month. We don't have no shows at the end of the month, live shows for AOC, Community Defender. Brother Diamond Howard, he hadn't been in. Got the replay you and I hosting. Could be on Sunday at 7, but Community Defender comes on every other Sunday at 7 o'clock. Every other Sunday. Then you got Digital Soul before that at 4 o'clock. Digital Soul, the best in music, Southern Soul music videos, Zydeco live events, and so forth. 4 o'clock Sundays. Also coming back on Fridays, Brother Wallace Senegal with the Community Matters show for 2 hours. Brother Wallace Senegal, 2 hours, Community Matters. Then you got Mr. Kevin. You heard him earlier on this station, defending our community at 5:30 on Thursday. 5:30 on Thursdays. Check him out on that. And then you got Voices of African American on Sundays after the Community Defender show.
Yes.
And you come back on Wednesdays, Open Line Radio Scene on AOC Community Media Live and also on KIEEFM.com. KIEFM. And Real Talk on every other Tuesday. Real Talk, that's every other Tuesday from 9:30 to 11:30.
Yes. We are getting ready to sign off. And we want to thank everybody that participated. We really appreciate you. Also, don't forget, if you see someone, give a compliment to your brothers or and your sisters. Let them know, your hair look good, or I love what you have on. What type of cologne that is, what type of perfume. Just show some type of love and concern to your brother. And if anyone knows of someone that is into anger management person, please give me a call at 337-781-1110. Please give me a call. And again, shout out to the camp at the Martin Luther King Center right there on Cora Street. We want to thank them. And the 100 Black Men, Miss Joyce, Mr. Walter, Mr. Spriggs, thank them for all that they're doing and everything. And we had a good turnout yesterday. They had several brothers that had spoke, trying to tell people, these youngsters, where you're at, what could be going on, how to be respectful and mindful to your peers. And that was it, Brother G.
Okay.